Hello, hello, hello there, and we are back. We have another episode of Tavern Talks, as we do every week. And here, as always, it's me, Mikey, and also Tom is joining us yet again.
Hello, everybody.
And we are now on episode 17 now, I think. Yeah, Tavern Talks episode 17. Yeah, so we're going to kick it off because we've got some news about PlayStation, haven't we?
Yes. Well, a bit on PlayStation and Xbox. Which do you think we should start with?
I'd say let's start with the PlayStation.
Oh, address the elephant in the room.
The elephant, yeah. Let's get the elephant in the room out of the way with first.
Because this is kind of blowing up everywhere.
Yes.
And it's causing quite a kerfuffle for PlayStation players everywhere.
Yes.
And that is the dynamic pricing that has been put on. I think it's over 150 games.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
It's got people massively frustrated, and pretty much it's prices have been changed, like different discounts for different people depending how frequently or consistently you buy like your console product. You tried this, you said.
Yes. So basically, for the best way I can put it in a nutshell is, say for example, you buy Call of Duty every year, don't you?
Yeah.
You buy Call of Duty every year. They won't give you a discount on Call of Duty because you constantly buy it every year. Like maybe you'll get the season pass, maybe you don't. That's a different thing entirely. Anyway, because you buy Call of Duty every year, you won't get tired of it for a discount price. But for someone like me who doesn't buy Call of Duty every year, I might get it at a cheaper price than you do, which isn't fair really because you buy it every year, you're the loyal customer. So technically, in my eyes, you should get the discount because you've stayed loyal to COD through the years, and you've got every single one going. So technically, shouldn't you be rewarded for your loyalty, not say for example, the likes of someone like me, who doesn't really buy it, I only I get it here or there. I never buy it at full price. I wait till it goes down in price, or I'll get a second-hand version at a cheaper price. But on the store, it's giving me a discounted price. But it's like, well, why should I get the discounted price? I don't understand it really. I mean,
and it's just ended up in quite a pickle where digital copies of the game, like PlayStation, have actually probably been charging 20% more extra.
They should be doing, yeah.
In-game content and just like downloadable content, edition add-ons and stuff like that as well. So it's been a bit of a problem, but you kind of see that you might think that this was a plan that they might have from the start when they started releasing like digital only consoles as well, because you're locked into
that. You're locked into that price tag. So if you've got a digital console, I mean, you've only just recently got a disc drive for yours.
Yes, and seems like it was a really good job I did now.
So you can now start getting games at a cheaper price
from like
CEX or that's the other one really, isn't it? CEX
or maybe
Argos sometimes have discounts on games.
Or maybe there is like still a game store somewhere around. Maybe not like a big one like
they used to have,
one.
Yeah.
But,
well, the closest one to ours is shoved in the back of the Sports Direct.
Yeah, true.
You can.
Because
you merged, didn't they? You got bought out and merged. So, like, basically, you walk into this Sports Direct shop and you're looking around trying to find it. First time I went in, I didn't know what it was. I had to ask somebody, like, oh yeah, it's upstairs, right at the back. It's tucked away in the furthest corner where you can't see because all the sports kits covering up like every single light, so you can't really see. It's like tucked. It's like an embarrassment at the back of the store, isn't it?
Yes, like it's so weird. It's so downgrading for them. But yeah,
unfortunately, but I never really liked game anyway because you bought out GameStop, and GameStop used to be so good at buying cheaper games because we sold it at a cheaper price than Game. But obviously, we bought GameStop and we merged again, didn't they? And then Game was charging ridiculous prices.
But it seems like even some of the prices you get for games second hand now, they're going to sell more than ever with these dynamic pricings. And even when we got the PS5 Pro, it was a digital.
It was digital only, yeah.
So is this a direction that they've been planning on going for some time? Who knows?
But that's the thing, though. So I remember a few years ago. I think if I remember rightly, I think it was it was either the Game Awards or at E3 where Xbox revealed like the new console, and they would be going down the digital only route, which, as you can imagine, upset a lot of players, and rightly so. To the point where Microsoft or slash Xbox changed their minds about doing digital, like doing I think it was the Xbox One at the time, so instead of doing it digitally, like we were going to, because of the uproar from the fans, we scrapped that idea and went with the Xbox One that originally came out with completely the disc tray and everything like that, with a disc drive, whatever you call it. And so I'm just thinking, like, well, why were so many people in the uproar back then? But now it's just
because I think when PS5 came out, you had two options
true.
available.
There is that,
to
yeah.
you. Obviously, with the Pro, they changed that with the Pro, obviously,
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
digital only now. I don't even think you can get a disc drive
I don't
to install to it.
No, I think you can. I think you can buy. I think you can buy a disc drive to it, but it has to be. I think it has to be a specific model. I think it's got to be like one of Sony's. I think it's got to be like one of Sony's own or something, and they sort of charge like a ridiculous price.
It was a Sony model because I've seen your PlayStation. You've got like the original PS5 when it came out. I've got more the slimline one. That's really the more common one that you can buy the disc drive for now. For the Pro, I don't think I saw it when I was looking for it on the market.
Well, no, no. One of my friends, bloody Beanham, was Patrick. He's got a PS5 Pro, and he's actually got a disc drive for it.
Oh, so he did buy one separate.
Yeah, so you can buy one separate because I know because he went and got it. Because he, like me, he prefers his physical copies, which I know it's outdated nowadays to have a physical copy of anything, but
it sounds pretty much ideal now. If again, dynamic pricing and all that. It's if you got a disc drive, you're lucky basically. You can get games for cheaper elsewhere than probably what PlayStation are charging now.
Yeah. So instead of like, say for example, instead of like paying like 70, 80 quid full price on the store,
secondhand from CX,
and secondhand CX, you could pay between what 40 to 50 possibly, because that's unless it's like a PS2 or a PS3 or an Xbox 360 or original game or an even
standard edition, deluxe edition, or a different edition of the game.
The newer games like PS5 era and even the Nintendo Switch, even secondhand Switch games are ridiculously expensive. Like it's like nearly full price for like a Switch game secondhand sometimes. Obviously depending what game it is. But yeah, no, but you can potentially go out and find like the game at a cheaper price outside PlayStation if you do have a disc drive, which I do. So I'm quite lucky in that way.
As it currently stood when I bought it because I got it straight from PlayStation as well. I think it was like £70 to £80 for the disc drive as well. So
yeah,
it's on top. So if you want to change it to PlayStation, that's roughly how much it would cost.
Yeah.
So, but looks like PlayStation might actually be in a bit of bother.
Yeah, which is.
Let me get to it. So, PlayStation gamers could be owed up to $2 billion in compensation, according to the lawsuit that was launched this week on a Tuesday against Sony. So here we go.
I'm taking a look at that and see if I can claim something.
I'll get into the story. I'm just cutting like little bits and bobs here just to make sense of it all.
Yeah. It'll most likely be like digital store credit. We're not going to like give people cash out.
Probably, it most likely will be digital store credit, but I'll get to how much in a second. So, if successful, the class action case brought by consumer champion Alex Neil could mean cheaper games on PlayStation in the future, and UK gamers can receive up to £162 in compensation. Probably again on in-game store.
Yeah, it'll be added to your PlayStation Wallet.
162 though.
So how would somebody go around to check if they're eligible to receive that, or is it all automatic?
It was shown, because I did check this as well. So if you bought stuff in the last 10 years up to February of this year, you are eligible for it. So it's in the last 10 years. So that's
got quite a lot of people.
It explains a lot of 2 billion. So yeah.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of people because I think I do have some. I play Helldivers 2. I didn't know there was a physical copy of Helldivers 2, so I got myself the digital version of Helldivers 2, because I didn't know there was a physical copy because I got told it was only digital, so that's why I got the digital copy. But yeah, so I might be able to find something there because I have bought a game in the store in the last 10 years.
In the last 10 years, you would think.
Yeah. Does that include just games, or is it like adding content as well?
Anything that you bought digitally from PlayStation Store, because I think that's where they're focusing it on, because that's where the problem lies in PlayStation Store, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the discount pricing and stuff is. But Ms. Neal argued that Sony have been exploiting its UK customers by charging them too much for digital and in-game content. Excessive and unfair prices for gamers, with digital copies allegedly costing around 20% more than physical game copies do. And yeah, like we said, it also locks people out of options to get them second hand, because the consoles now, well, the PS Pro and the digital, you're just locked into buying stuff on the store unless you get the disc drive.
And the way you get refunds as well, it's like, isn't it like you have to get it's like an hour within purchase. You can claim a refund. I can't remember how many hours it is. Is it an hour? It's 2 hours.
Is it in hours?
I think so. I don't think it's in days.
I don't think that's really enough time at all to really. You probably spend a little bit more time than an hour to really decide if you want to keep the game or not, in my opinion. Like, you give it a shot and you'd be like, okay, maybe don't judge a book by its cover.
Let me just double check.
Sorry, keep it going. I should be clicking my pen in the audio.
Oh, yeah, okay. You have to submit a request within 14 days of purchase, provided you have not started downloading or streaming the content. So if you've already, by the looks of it, if you've already downloaded the game, and then you play the game and you decide you don't like the game, you're not eligible for a refund.
So you just literally cannot play the game at all after purchase.
Well, no, you can still play the game, but say for example, I buy Battlefield 6 on PlayStation Store, download it, play it, decide I don't like it. I can't get a refund for that game because I've already downloaded and played it.
Yeah.
But if you haven't downloaded it and it's just there in your library, and you can send a request for a refund within 14 days, you could possibly get a refund as long as you've not downloaded the game. But if you buy a game, you're going to download it because you don't know if you don't like the game or not if you haven't played it.
Yeah.
Which is really, really stupid and unfair.
Yeah. Depending if you're a regular gamer or just someone buying a game, or if you really buy a game, the price can be different as well.
Oh. So yeah, it seems like PlayStation are in a lot of hot water at the moment.
Yeah, but $2 billion. Even still, I feel like that's something they just get back pretty easy.
Oh, of course they will.
Yeah,
the amount of people who have PSN subscriptions.
They'll probably make that $2 billion back off of people that buy Shark Card on GTA in like a month.
GTA 5 keeps Sony alive.
Okay, so now that we've finished chatting gossip about PlayStation, Xbox.
Yes, you've got some news about Xbox, haven't you?
Okay, this is nice, short and sweet because there's not too much to cover, but this is actually about the new console, Project Helix.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Okay, so they confirmed that the new console will be coming out next year, but they say only alpha builds of it will be going to developers, presumably, so they can obviously test the software and play the games. So there's still a lot of question when it might actually hit shelves for consumers and just regular gamers in general. So whether that implies like only devs are going to get it, or are we going to have to wait until the back end of the year, or maybe even the year after for this Xbox?
Generally, for a console to come out, though, I mean, for a new console to come out, look at the gap between like the Xbox original and the 360, for example. That was such a long gap. I mean, PlayStation had the PlayStation 1, the PS2 within the time. So PlayStation already had to come, and they were bringing out the PS3 at the time as well when 360 was coming out. Because we had, was it the 360 Elite that came out at the same time as PS3? It's been such a long time.
Well, they've also turned around and said that Project Helix will also be compatible with Steam as well.
Okay.
So Xbox and Steam games compatible. I think they also said that they're going to focus on backwards compatibility as well, with it being around the time for Xbox's 25th anniversary. So
I think
backwards compatibility could be a thing on this as well. Which is awesome.
That's the thing. I think consoles should be backwards compatible because and then but when I say backwards compatible, I don't mean like say for example you just jump onto the Classics catalog and you play a PlayStation 1 game because you've got the premium subscription or something. I mean you should be able to put in you should be able to put in a PlayStation 1 game in your PS5 and it should run. That's what I think personally. I mean, because I've got so many PS2 games that I can't really play because I think my PS2 is on its way out finally eventually because we've had it for years ever since I was a kid like. But I think it is finally on its way out because it's struggling to power up. So I can no longer play like classic Battlefront or Scooby-Doo 100 Nights to Fry or the original Gran Turismo's because I've got nothing to play on that. I've got nothing to play it on. And like some of the prices of PlayStation 2s now are like quite high because it's such like an old console, and so obviously the price has gone a few years for it. You might be able to find like a second-hand cheaper copy somewhere, but generally they are quite highly priced.
Xbox is no different with some of the price changes they've done, which also brings me up to the next point. How much is this going to cost? If it's Xbox, because
they are that's the thing. The Xbox they are generally slightly more expensive than Sony, aren't they?
I think if the promises of this console are true, I think it might just break the bank for a lot of people.
Yeah. How much we're looking at then?
I don't really have an estimate, but I think what I've seen floating around is somewhere between what a standard price for a console when it came out. What was it like? The PlayStation was like 500. Yeah, it was like 500.
No.
Yeah, well, if you're looking at, I think you're looking at like 700 to maybe even 900, something like that. That's what estimates I've seen floating around anyway.
Right, well.
And during the presentation, there was also talks. Well, they brought up Windows.
You could go on holiday for that price.
Yeah, you probably. Well, you definitely could, yes. But they've also. I did catch this as well in the article when I was going through it. There were talks in the presentation when they went over the Project Helix that Windows 11. I think there was discussion about introducing a Xbox UI onto Windows 11. So.
Why would you need an Xbox UI on Windows?
I don't know. It's an Xbox UI, pretty much similar to what you get on the portables, like the Xbox Ally and the Ally X. So I don't know. When I saw this, I thought it was like there is no way that is true. Because if it is, if I did maintenance on my computer or update, and if I turn it on and it comes up with a blooming Xbox logo, I don't know what I would think.
Why? I mean that's
That's like a PC, not an Xbox.
That's like saying on your Sony phone, the PlayStation logo comes up on your phone if you turn it on. It's like why? Anyway,
it's just a funny little touch up that I came across. Obviously, that was just there. I didn't really look into it too much because
baffling choice for Xbox. Baffling choice. I don't understand why you need an Xbox UI on your Windows 11 computer, but yeah, there you go.
Windows 11 computers and small PCs, they're pretty much like little Xboxes, really, aren't they? So let's give them an Xbox UI. That's pretty much what they're doing.
Why not?
I think it's ridiculous.
I think a lot of people will agree with you there.
Yeah.
Me included.
When I told that to a mate that I work with, Liam, he was, the look on his face, he was like, no.
Well, that's the thing. If you are a PC gamer, you don't want an Xbox UI on your PC.
You want to differentiate between the two,
don't
you?
Yeah, because if you're playing on PC, you're not a console gamer, and so you're not going to want the Xbox UI on your PC because you're not playing a console. I mean, that's my view of looking at it. PC gamers. Let us know what your thoughts are on PCs having, Windows 11 specifically having an Xbox UI. Drop the comments below. Let us know what you think in your opinion on it. We'd love to would love to read some of that. I think that'd be quite interesting.
It'd be a lot of hell now. But yeah, before we get stuck on the new segment for too long, so we got some today.
I do, yes. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff. I'm just going to go through what's coming to the games catalogue on PlayStation, and so all these games are going to be available free on Tuesday the 17th this month. So
get them while you can, because you don't know what they're going to cost after.
Yeah, yes, you get them while you can. Yeah, we should be available on the games catalogue for a year because we normally do like a year. After a year, we have to change the rotation. Yep. So if the game's been on a year, they'll take that game off and then replace it with a different game. That's the idea, anyway. So starting off, so we're going to be getting PlayStation players. You're going to be getting Persona 5 on the games catalogue, and as far as I don't really know much about. All I know is it's a bit like a social sim / dating sim. You play as somebody called Joker. It's like an anime game. You play as somebody called Joker, and you can date up to like 10 people all at once. And you're also part of a group called the Phantom Thieves. Yeah, I don't. It sounds completely wild. If you want to give it a go, give it a go.
Sounds like a really out there indie game. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Well, I think it's an anime. I think it's an anime game. Please don't be coming after me pitchforks and torches because I don't really play anime games, so I'm not sure what this game is actually supposed to be. So if you played it, can you let us know if you have played it, what it's like, do you recommend other people playing it? Because I've got a little clue what it's supposed to be. Anyway, moving on. I'm quite excited about this one. It's going to be Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2.
Ooh, Warhammer games on there.
Yes, and it's a new one as well, Space Marine 2. So you don't have to know anything about Warhammer lore to play Space Marine 2, just in case you're a bit worried about it. Just in case you're a bit worried of like all the extended canon or the lore and everything like that. You don't have to know anything to play. You can just jump in and play the game. I mean, obviously knowing a little bit helps here and there, but it's not necessary. So, but I'm excited for that because I do want to try it. And I think you can play it by yourself or you can play it with two other people as well. And it's a third-person shooter in the world of Warhammer. So it looks really, really good. It looks absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to try it. So get over there, give it a go while you can, while it's free, because you don't know when it's really taken off, and we don't know how much it's going to cost in the future because of dynamic pricing.
Tony's going to hate us by the end of this.
Well, bollocks to Sony, we've already got the money.
Would you mind getting back? You never know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's also going to include the new Tech Marine update as well, which is I think a new story added to the game. So we'll be getting a bit of 3 DLC there as well, which is happy days. Coming up next is Metal Eden. Now this game actually came out 6 months ago, but I've not seen it anywhere. I've not heard of it or heard anybody speak about it, so I don't think it was advertised properly. But all we know it's a first-person shooter, and it plays like Ghost Runner. It plays like a mixture of like Mirror's Edge and Ghost Runner combined, and you play as an android, and your objective in the story is to free the last humans on Earth. Well, I'm assuming it's Earth, but it's just saying all I know is that you have to free the last humans. So you're playing as an android to free the last humans. So I think it's only like a 5-hour campaign, so nice and short. I don't know. I'll give it a go because it sounds rather interesting, to be fair. And you know me, I do like my sci-fi, so I'll give it a go, see what it's like. And then there's one where me and you can have some fun with.
Okay.
It is Lord of the Rings Return to Moria. So it's in the mines of Moria, set in the Lord of the Rings universe, and it's a survival game where you play as a dwarf.
A survival game. Okay.
It's a survival game where you play as a dwarf in the mines of Moria. Enough said. If that doesn't sell it to you, if you are a Lord of the Rings fan and that does not sell it to you, then I don't know what else to suggest. Give it a go. It looks absolutely amazing. I mean, reviews are a bit iffy, but it's only got a 50. It's only got a 50 out of 100 on Metacritic, I think. So it's not very highly rated, but it looks like a lot of fun. So don't go in expecting grand things, like we all did with the Golem game.
I can't say feel bad that I didn't play it.
Yeah.
But anyway, if it's there, it's free. While it's there,
Free.
just grab it and play it.
Yeah, grab it and play it. Have a gander. I mean, I think they need to. You like survival games. I like Lord of the Rings. So, you like Lord of the Rings. I like Lord of the Rings. I think we'd have a good laugh on that one. Because apparently you get to fight like trolls and other like Tolkien creatures, as well. So maybe we can fight Balrog as a dwarf. I mean, that'd be pretty fun.
That'd be a laugh.
Yeah. Right. I know what we're doing. We're giving that a go. Now, moving on from that. Oh, and you can play it online. You can play it offline as well. So you don't have to play it with a group of people if you do want to do it by yourself. Moving on, it's Blasphemous 2. I've never heard of this game.
Blasphemous.
Blasphemous.
Oh, Blasphemous.
Blasphemous 2. Yeah, I've never heard of this game. Apparently, you play as a Silent Knight, and all I know is it's a scroller. I think it's like a 2-3D scroller. I've never heard of it. I've never played it. So if you haven't played it, let us know what you think. Can you recommend it? And then another one I think would be a good one is something called Astria. It's a sandbox adventure with multiple biomes. It's set in like space and stuff, but you have to be careful where you build your bases and things like that because you can run out of oxygen. So if you're getting low on oxygen, you have to isolate back to your base before you die. So having multiple bases sounds like it could help. Next up is Madden NFL. It's American football. So if anyone's a fan of American football, give it a go. It's the closest thing to real life apparently. That's what I've been told anyway. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna play it. I'm not a fan of American football because I can just watch rugby over there in the UK. So I prefer that. But yeah, if you do wanna play as big padded men, it's the only way I can describe it. If you do want to play as big padded men, go and download Madden NFL.
As soon as you said that, I was like, where are you taking this?
You might not have got it. Again, Assassin's Creed Unity is getting a 60 FPS update on the PlayStation. So if you want to go back and replay Assassin's Creed with a better frame per second, it's getting a 60 FPS update. I mean, I've already played it. I don't need to play it again. But if you want to go play it, there you go. Happy days.
Because I got it on this copy.
Yes, you can, but we won't get the 60 FPS update because I think it's purely for the catalog. But with the hand that gives, the hand that also takes away. So anyway, leaving the game's catalog on Tuesday the 17th, we're going to be losing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which I was loving playing because that was absolutely an amazing game. Red Out 2, which is a racing game similar to Wipeout. Paradise Killer, which is just a killer in there's a killer in paradise. Crystal 5. Oh, yeah, Crystal 5 or Crystal 5, I think it was. Circus Electric and Mobile Suit Gundam Better Operation Code Fairy. Whatever that is. But whatever it is leaving the game's catalogue on the 17th of March. And we're also getting a second Dark Resurrection, which was originally a PSP game, and that's coming to the Classics catalogue if you've got the premium version of PSN. Right, that was a lot to get through. And we've got more to come. So grab yourself, go and grab yourselves a brew, bit of mead, bit of ale, whatever tickles your fancy. Make sure you have a nice cosy fire on or something. Make sure you're in a nice comfy chair because we're going to be delving deep into the Mortal Kombat timeline where we're going to be testing your might. So, begin. I had to fight. I had to. So, the lore for Mortal Kombat is quite deep and quite extensive.
You said you had a sore hand to write notes.
Yes, I did. Yeah, to writing all my notes, and stuff. My wrist was hurting quite a bit. But yeah, let's move on. So basically, if you've never played Mortal Kombat before, we've got like 9 different realms, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, I think
Earthrealm, Outworld,
and the Netherrealm.
They're
the main three that.
They're the main three, yeah.
Tend to get the other realms.
I can't remember the other realm. I don't remember those three.
Stick with the three main ones.
Yeah. Anyway, so basically we're all fighting over like who gets what, weren't they? And the elder god, yeah. So and the elder gods stepped in and like, right, if you want to invade each other, you have to win 10 tournaments of this thing called Mortal Kombat, which we've just completely made up off the spot because we're getting sick of you fighting each other. There you go. So so if one realm wants to invade another realm, they have to win 10 consecutive battles in the Mortal Kombat tournament. They have to win 10 consecutive tournaments, not battles. So right up to 9, Outworld was it Outworld? Yeah, it was Outworld. Outworld was winning, and Goro was the one that held the title as the best fighter until Raiden came along. So
Raiden.
yeah, so well, it's not an Elgon yet. So Shinnok rather, tongue tied already. So Shinnok tries to invade Earthrealm, and Raiden beats him. Strips of his power and exiles him, doesn't he? Yeah. And then enter Shao Kahn. Straight after that, he just saw his chance to defeat Earthrealm. And bearing in mind, he's already won 9 consecutive tournaments. So he only needs to win one more tournament to be able to invade Earthrealm by the rules of Mortal Kombat. So Raiden assembles a team of warriors to defend against Shao Kahn. So this is how Mortal Kombat 1 starts. So his team is Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade, Kano, Sub-Zero, and Undead Scorpion. And we'll get to why it's called Undead Scorpion in a minute. Just he's wondering why he was so specific. Anyway, so obviously there's this long. So you're playing through the game. You can play it as any character you want, but the canon ending is Liu Kang wins and defends. It wins and defeats Shao Kahn. Not Shao Kahn. It was his title is champion, not Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn is back in Outworld at this point, and then obviously Shao Kahn's disappointed with Quan Chi.
Yeah, Quan Chi.
Quan Chi. So he's a bit disappointed. What was it? Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung's the sorcerer. Quan Chi is like
both sorcerers.
But the sorcerer, well, one's like dark magic, the other one's of like the underworld, like the Reverend,
Shang Tsung
and stuff like that.
Shang Tsung.
Quan Chi's the one that resurrects people from the dead and stuff. He's like the keeper of the dead, more or less.
Yeah, Shang Tsung. Yeah, it was Shang Tsung because Shang Tsung was stacking the odds in Outworld's favour. It was Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat 1, not Quan Chi. Anyway, Liu Kang wins and becomes Mortal Kombat champion. Earthrealm wins the tournament, and then obviously Shang Tsung proposes a rematch in Outworld. So obviously Raiden accepts the rematch. Earthrealm wins again. Liu Kang wins again, obviously. So basically he's lost. He's lost the 10th tournament and he's lost the rematch. So he tries it a different way. So what he does is he goes against the Mortal Kombat. Well, he uses Mortal Kombat more of a distraction, doesn't he? And then he revives Sindel in the Earthrealm, which gives him a loophole to be able to invade Earthrealm without winning the Mortal Kombat. But he tries to, and Raiden manages to protect some champions. Maybe all of them die at this point, but he manages to protect Liu Kang and Kung Lao, who lead the rebellion against Shao Kahn's forces, along with Smoke and Sub-Zero. At this point, Lin Kuei was doing the Cyborg Initiative.
Yes. So when you say Sub-Zero, I'm assuming this would be Bihan. Or
yeah, Bihan. Yeah, the original Sub-Zero.
Like oiling.
Well, he doesn't go into it until later.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's Bihan.
I always preferred Bihan. I don't know why. I think it's because he was the original Sub-Zero. So Bihan is basically the original Sub-Zero, and then his brother, his younger brother, takes on the battle as Sub-Zero when Bihan inevitably dies because Mortal Kombat everyone dies at some point. Yay!
Besides, he didn't die indefinitely.
No, he did not. No, we'll get on to that in a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, so they lead the rebellion. The Lin Kuei decided they're fed up using humans, so we create the Cyborg Initiative, which some of the Lin Kuei do. And Smoke and Sub-Zero opt out and escape the Lin Kuei, which leads to them sending cyborg hunters after them. So, unfortunately, Smoke gets captured. Smoke gets turned into a cyborg. Sub-Zero doesn't. But he manages to escape and he joins Kung Lao and Liu Kang's rebellion. And then somehow, I kept the details a bit fuzzy, so somehow Shock returns. Thanks to Quan Chi and I think it was Tanya as well. I think Tanya also helped with his revival. So Liu Kang manages to defeat Shinnok. Raiden gets granted Elder God status, and then his brother Fujin takes over as Protector of Earthrealm. And then obviously I'm not going to go into Deception or Armageddon because what happens next pretty much just resets the entire timeline. Because we're moving on to what fans call basically Mortal Kombat 9. But it wasn't called Mortal Kombat. It was just called Mortal Kombat. Everybody dubbed it Mortal Kombat 9 because it was the ninth game in the series. In the main timeline, anyway. So this is where things get changed. So in real timelines, great and all, obviously heroes win. When the events of Deception happen and when the events of Armageddon happen, well, technically they're no longer canon because of what happens in the soft reboot in Mortal Kombat.
At least you're giving them a mention, that's all.
Yeah. So it starts. I'm going to explain what I mean. So in Armageddon, it's a different character who defeats Blaze and gets the God status. At the start of Mortal Kombat 9, I will be referring to it as 9, by the way. So as Mortal Kombat 9 starts, it's Shao Kahn who's defeated Raiden and Blaze, and because he's going back to defeat Blaze, he's one that gets godlike powers. And he kills Raiden, but before he manages to off Raiden, Raiden uses his godlike powers to send a message back to his younger self in Mortal Kombat 1 with just one message, and that's he must win. So obviously Raiden thinks nothing of it, and then he thinks he must win. He's referring to Liu Kang, so Mortal Kombat 1 pretty much plays out the same. Liu Kang wins again, and all is fine. But the Raiden's amulet is cracked now. He's got more cracked, so he thinks for the rematch. The rematch still happens in Outworld. Anyway, Liu Kang still wins again. But Bihan dies at this point.
Yes.
This is when Bihan dies. So this is when he dies and eventually becomes Noob Saibot. So I told you again that.
Wasn't it during something changed where Smoke was saved from
the
Cyborg initiative that the Lin Kuei were doing?
Yeah. So because of Raiden's visions, he's also receiving visions. And because of Raiden's vision, he sees a vision of Smoke getting captured by Cyborg, so he decides to rescue Smoke, but by rescuing Smoke, it's Sub-Zero who gets taken and becomes a cyborg, which then his younger brother takes from Sub-Zero. But Bihan still becomes Noob Saibot later down the line when he's officially killed off. And then obviously the final battle, Raiden swaps out Liu Kang for Kung Lao. So Kung Lao is one to defeat Shao Kahn in this timeline, but then he's killed immediately after because Shao Kahn just comes up behind him and snaps his neck. So Kung Lao is unfortunately dead, and which somehow it speeds up the revival process of Sindel. Earthrealm, she leads the invasion of Earthrealm, so she leads Shao Kahn's forces in Earthrealm and pretty much single-handedly kills most of the heroes. So she manages to kill Jax, Sub-Zero 2.0, spoke, and katana, among others. And then after all being, when this is all going down and everything, Raiden realizes, shit, I've made a mistake. He must win means Shao Kahn must win, as in he must merge Earthrealm and Outworld together. Which he realizes, and then Liu Kang doesn't see eye to eye with that, doesn't agree with it. So Liu Kang goes to stop Shao Kahn, Raiden tries to stop Liu Kang from stopping Shao Kahn, but accidentally kills him in the process. Yeah. If you watch the cutscene, you have to watch the cutscene because he's doing the cutscene. He doesn't deliberately kill. He's trying to use his lightning powers to, like stun him or knock him out or something. But obviously, Liu Kang's firing up his fire punch, which Raiden's blast electrifies, and Liu Kang ends up being electrocuted.
Right.
Yeah, which kills him. And so Raiden ends up turning to Shao Kahn, begins to merge Earthrealm and Outworld, and only then that's when the Elder Gods decide to get off their lazy arses and stop him. So they grant Raiden Elder God powers, and Raiden uses this to stop Shao Kahn, because he's breached the rules of Mortal Kombat. So, which takes us into the more recent timeline of Mortal Kombat 10X, Mortal Kombat X, Mortal Kombat 11, and Mortal Kombat 1.
From memory, what you can remember the battle that actually took place within Earthrealm. I think it is Shao Kahn's forces did start an invasion, but obviously it was repelled during the events of what happened there in 9, because majority of what comes after it has a time jump. It's like 25 years on, and it focuses more on the next generation of heroes involving Cassie Cage.
That's the start of Mortal Kombat X. It's Shinnok's army that's invading Earthrealm at this point, because obviously Shao Kahn's been defeated. So Shinnok has returned. Obviously, nobody knew that Shinnok returned before he started invading Earthrealm. With his forces. So there, it was Johnny Cage, Sonya.
I think Sub-Zero and Scorpion
were
present there as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the guy with the called Kenshi.
Kenshi.
Is it Kenji or Kenshi?
I think it's Kenji.
Kenji. I couldn't quite remember them. Yeah. So.
With the sword. Yeah.
He's basically Daredevil with a sword. That's the best way of putting it. Awesome character.
Yeah, he definitely had some moments. His fatalities too. But after the Shinnok's forces were repelled. I don't really quite recall. I can't remember if he was banished and put into the amulet. I think that's why.
That's the end of Mortal Kombat, I think.
Okay.
So he uses Jinsei, doesn't he? Although Quan Chi reminds him,
yeah.
Quan Chi uses Shinnok's amulet and Jinsei and revives Shinnok, and that's why he's got ball hands.
So with Shinnok's return,
to
Quan Chi and Shinsei, it comes down to Cassie Cage, Jacqueline Briggs, Takeda, and Kunjin to more or less try and stop Shinnok, Quan Chi, and his Revenant army throughout that story. And Scorpion's revenge story kind of comes into fruition here as well, because he's reformed after 25 years. Hanzo Hasashi is back to normal, but he's still out for blood for what Quan Chi did to his family, and there was manipulated Sub-Zero and stirred up that rivalry.
Basically, Quan Chi manipulated Bi-Han into believing that Scorpion killed his family. He actually didn't, so he went out for revenge, killed Scorpion, and Scorpion came back as an undead servant to Quan Chi. And then when they both realised, oh no, Quan Chi's been playing them both, they basically teamed up and kicked his ass. That's in a nutshell, without remembering every single little bit of detail.
It was the Strike Forces that recovered the amulet.
It was Johnny Cage and Sonya.
And they did have Quan Chi in captivity, but it was then when the Shirai Ryu and Scorpion, Scorpion himself or Hanzo showed up with one goal in mind to kill Quan Chi. But they weren't supposed to let Quan Chi anywhere near the amulet, but he manages to get it and cast summoning to bring Shinnok back literally in the moment before Hanzo literally cuts his bloody head off. So, yeah, Shinnok returns, and then all just goes downhill.
From there, yeah. Oh, and at the start of Mortal Kombat X, we've got to mention that's where Johnny Cage discovers he has powers.
Oh yeah.
Because Sherlock is about to kill Sonya, and he dives in the way, and then starts glowing green, tanks the shot, somehow survives, and then kicks Shinnok's butt. That's the start of the game, and then obviously he turns later on in the game, the end of the game, he's the big bad boss.
You have to fight through all the reverence, don't you?
Yes,
so
yeah,
like
reverence,
smoke,
yeah.
Like Jax and all that, Katana and everyone else.
And then there's and then Raiden becomes a revenant. Yeah, Raiden becomes a revenant, doesn't
he? He becomes like a dark version of himself.
Yeah, he gets corrupted by the amulet and becomes Dark Raiden, which he then decapitates Shinnok, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which leads to Mortal Kombat 11.
Yes, but before we get to that, so Shinnok's ultimate goal was to sort of like poison and drain the life force from the different realms, starting with Earthrealm, but he was thwarted and beaten by Cassie and her little
band of forces,
and then Raiden intervened more or less to take Shinnok's head and the amulet and take it to the Elder Gods, more or less. Make his demands, more or less, because that's when he sort of went dark. He got corrupted by the amulet.
Became Dark Raiden. It's like
Earthrealm was under my protection, and this, and that, the other. But if you threaten it, you will face my fury or something like. He just went full dark. Yeah, full dark.
So even though he's a dark version of himself, his main goal is still to protect Earthrealm.
Yeah, he's just like him in his red form. It's like, yeah, I'm not playing around anymore. Like, you threaten my realm, I will come after you. That sort of thing.
Yeah, which leads us into Mortal Kombat 11, doesn't it? Because
Mortal Kombat 11, it follows the
conflict
caused by Kronika.
It follows the conflict caused by Raiden, because Raiden is the one that kills Shinnok, and I think Shinnok is Kronika's son.
Well, Kronika sees Raiden as the prominence, it's like the disturbance between good and evil.
Yeah, and she raises Raiden from existence.
Mm-hmm. And it's manipulating things and how things should occur in the timeline. And therefore she sets on a quest to pretty much erase and start over on the timeline. So in doing so, when she starts this process, it starts to merge the past and the present together. So people that have previously died have come back, or like younger versions of like Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade.
Johnny Cage, young Sonya there, you got young Liu Kang, young Raiden.
Oh yeah, before that all happens, right at the beginning of Mortal Kombat 11, they're storming the fortress, aren't they?
Yes,
Fortress, which they do destroy it, but in the process, Sonya ended up trapped inside, and she hit the button more or less, and she sacrificed herself and died in the process.
Yeah.
So throughout the rest of the game, when Sonya appears, it is the younger version of herself next to. Mostly next to an older Johnny and next to her own daughter, even though she doesn't know it's her daughter at first.
Yeah.
It's really confusing. But
well, NetherRealm do like to confuse us, don't they?
It was a good window to bring back characters like who died recently in the previous games, like Melina. After that gruesome horrible death by Devora and Kotal Khan.
Yeah, and also we've got young Katana back as well.
Yeah, Katana did come back. Yeah. So it's like the younger versions of themselves, and then the reverent versions of themselves as well. So it's
so it was about 2-3 versions of each character at this point. So this is where it gets a bit confusing.
Past and present.
Past, present, and undead. So just bear with us.
They all kind of split into factions a little bit, because you have the Adenians, obviously building their army to collaborate with Earthrealm's forces to go after Kronika. And there was Scorpion as well, because on one of the missions where he went on a mission with another version of himself, like the Hanzo version.
Yeah.
He became Grandmaster Hanzo Hasashi, didn't he?
Yes,
so,
he did, yeah.
But during that, he was killed, wasn't he, in the process? And the younger Scorpion, who wasn't a good Scorpion at the time, saw that and ended up switching sides to Ram, didn't he?
Yeah.
And
we didn't trust him at first. Like we didn't trust him at first.
Yeah, it wasn't easy to trust, but obviously when he brought that Scorpion back and he actually followed through with what he said he would do, they pretty much had everything they need to pretty much make a siege on Kronika's keep after going across the Ocean of Blood. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And there was Geras as well, the guy who could literally never die, so they had to drown him in the bottomless Ocean of Blood. That's the only way they could get rid of him indefinitely.
Yeah, we had to like anchor him down there, didn't they?
Yeah, they literally just had to. What was it? It was like a heavy sandbag or something. They literally managed to latch it around his leg and then kick it overboard and just drag him off. Yeah. And this is where it gets really, really, really confusing and timey-wimey now.
Yeah, because Raiden sacrifices himself and infuses himself into Liu Kang, Liu Kang dies, and then Liu Kang becomes Fire God Liu Kang, who then ends up defeating Kronika, who also then ends up becoming like the Fire God Lord Liu Kang, Keeper of Time, which is such a long title. But yeah, so basically, with God Liu, let's just call him God Liu Kang. God Liu Kang ends up becoming the Keeper of Time and resets the entire timeline, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then that's how we end up with Mortal Kombat 1.
There was the expansion that also came with Mortal Kombat 11, which did put a twist to the story there, because
he believed only Shang Tsung could defeat Kronika to get the crown. I will get the crown before Kronika and use it to defeat Kronika, so then he could defeat Shang Tsung to get the crown off Shang Tsung to then become Keeper of Time. Yeah, it's all very, very confusing.
So basically, after Kronika was knocked down a notch, it also became a final rivalry between Shang Tsung and Liu Kang there in that moment. But ultimately, the timeline was shattered, it was broken, but Kronika wasn't pulling the strings anymore. It was Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Or so we thought, but we'll get back to that.
Yep. And then obviously Mortal Kombat 1 kickstarts and
so reboots everything more or less. So
basically you've got the original timeline, then you've got reboot, well soft reboot, and then you've got another reboot.
It just creates a whole new
alternative timeline, and that's without even bringing Mortal Kombat versus DC into that.
Pretty much.
I think that's its own little timeline as well.
The rules of Mortal Kombat and everything have obviously stayed the same, but for Liu Kang's world, it was all peaceful, it was nice, it was calm, but Shang Tsung was also there, but he was more like.
Didn't he make it like a con man with medicine?
Yeah.
So he didn't cause any trouble, like raised his memories and made him like a medicine con man or something, so he didn't cause any like magical mischief.
Yeah. So in the perfect world, the Mortal Kombat tournament does happen again, where he takes Raiden as his champion and plays through the tournament. He wins. That's also because he had to do martial arts at first, but it's like halfway through the tournament. That's when he gets the amulet back, isn't he? It's like a much younger version of the character.
So in this timeline, Raiden is just immortal. He's no longer like God Raiden. He doesn't have any power. He does have power. He still uses lightning abilities when he's fighting. He's just an immortal now. He's not considered a protector of Earth realm or a god or an old god, because
that's all fallen onto Liu Kang's hands now.
Yeah. He does eventually get back his status.
But Shang Tsung does obtain some footing or some power back when he is approached by a hooded figure, which
let's be Kronika. She's back, obviously.
Not gone altogether, or so you think.
That's what she was really pissed off with Liu Kang.
Well, so you think, because he didn't actually end up being Kronika in the end, did it? So
no, it didn't.
After the event of the tournament, Chronicle, it actually turned out it was another version of Shang Tsung from an alternate timeline, one where he actually beat Liu Kang and had his own individual timeline next to his.
Yeah.
And he found a way to cross over into this one to try and take it over.
Yeah, because what wasn't like both worlds like colliding with each other.
Yeah. Shang Tsung was pretty much causing that. He was trying to cause that.
Yeah.
Or either that or just conquer each and every one of them independently. And when I say each and every one, when Geras, who is now Keeper of the Hourglass, he discovers that there's actually multiple timelines all stacked up against each other, and then individuals from Mortal Kombat, starting with Katana, comes like through into this timeline, saying that she is the Katana from that original timeline that Liu Kang fell in love with, and she actually defeated Kronika and Shang Tsung and became Keeper of Time in another timeline, and then another timeline with each and every character having their own timeline with them as the Keeper of Time, and it got really way out of hand, didn't it?
Yeah, and then you all then like and then you end up having like the big pyramid from Armageddon back, didn't you? And then you had to you had to choose your guys, and there's some like really good combinations that you could choose as well. Because you could basically you could play like
everybody,
literally everybody from Mortal Kombat, but you had not only had the original variants, you had combined variants. I think there was a character that was like a combination of Sub-Zero and Scorpion fused together.
There was one of Reptile and was it Melina?
Maybe.
There was Janet Cage as
Janet Cage, yes, Janet Cage. That was a bad one.
It was a funny inclusion in there.
That was a bad one. The female version of Johnny Cage. That wasn't a bad one.
Yeah, was there one with? I'm pretty sure there was one with Sonya and Katana. Pretty much any and every combination
you could think of, yeah. You could play as a good chunk of them. So you could you had to go up the pyramid, you had to defeat different characters before you got to the top. And there was some funny instances, some of the fun. There were some really funny deaths, especially with the cage variants.
When they literally all just pile on. Was it on Reptile?
I think so.
This.
Yeah. I mean, you had the big.
Janet Cage is there celebrating, and then Reptile's hand just grabs him and yanks him
down. Yeah, you had Johnny Cage who was a mime as well. Mime.
Mime Cage. Yeah,
Mime Cage.
Yeah,
Johnny Cage. Yeah, Johnny Cage, Mime Cage, Janet Cage. It was quite funny to be fair.
None of the younger generation characters made an appearance though.
We did.
Well, it would have been nice to see them in some capacity, but I guess in this timeline.
Well, it's reset, so we were born, weren't they? So.
I guess so. No, Sonya Blade. Sonya Blade wasn't in that as a playable character throughout that whole one either, was she?
No.
She was because they changed up the dynamic, didn't they? Because you could have someone fighting alongside you, like an ally.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was that, but she never actually featured in the main story. And the only time where you would see her probably in a cutscene is the younger version of her, like in the green outfit.
Yeah. So basically, that's Mortal Kombat 1.
You get to the top, and then you ultimately fight the kill off that version of Shang Tsung and
Quan Chi.
Yeah.
And so Damon obviously the universe resets it, writes and resets itself.
That one supposed to go back to the wrong timeline, but there was Chaos Reigns that came after with Havoc being the main antagonist.
Yeah, that was quite interesting because it was evil versions of Johnny Cage and things like that.
That's also how you in this timeline through that story. He-Man yet again becomes Cybot, and it was really good towards.
We also had female versions of Sexor and Cyrax as well.
Oh yes. They were actually pretty good players.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be a fact. I still prefer the original Sexor, the original Cyrax.
They're still in it.
Yeah, it's still in there. Yeah.
You just cameo fighters.
Yeah, cameo fighters. You just can't play them. So they are still in the time and they are still there. So fun to play as well.
Who was your favourite cameo fighter then? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, favourite cameo fighter? Got to go Cyrax.
I feel like a lot of people would have said Darius out of people who I've played against on Mortal Kombat 1. Get Darius. It's the one where you grab him and you just spin him around.
Yeah, no, Cyrax. The original Cyrax. I absolutely loved playing him back in the day.
Probably, I like the idea of Chameleon. She was a good one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Chameleon.
Because she could adapt the abilities of both Katana, Melina, and Jade just off the cuff to one side while you're fighting. So
anyway, moving on. This is a bit of a lengthy episode, so we do apologise about the time, but we are going to end it now with Mikey's Mind. But before we do that, I hope you enjoyed the recap of Mortal Kombat. And hopefully you go check out the games yourself. Like, you don't have to check out, you don't have to play the originals, obviously. I mean, they might be hard to find nowadays. But I'm pretty sure you could be able to find like Mortal Kombat X11 and 1 on somewhere, on some catalogue of some form.
I'm sure one will be on a catalog, something like
Yeah.
thingy.
Yeah. So yeah, go give them a go. Make up your own mind. See what you think of them.
I'm surprised we've gone through all this without talking about the collaboration fighters. To be honest, we didn't talk about the collabs.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Well, we'll quickly run over the collaboration fighters because obviously each Mortal Kombat has guest fighters, don't they? So you had.
Well, a lot of them will be linked to DC as well because.
Yeah. I can't remember who was in Mortal Kombat X. I can remember 11. It was Joker, RoboCop, Exterminator.
It was Jason Voorhees, Leatherface, the Predator, and Alien.
Oh yeah, because we did the horror theme, didn't they? Yeah. And Mortal Kombat 11 was Joker, RoboCop, Terminator.
We'll come back to you. I've forgotten.
Was the other round?
Terminator.
I've just said Terminator. Yeah, Joker, RoboCop, Terminator. Pretty sure there was a fourth one. Not a fourth one.
I'm sure there was.
Anyway, we can't remember the fourth one, but I'm pretty sure there was a fourth one, but we can't remember. And the collaborations of Mortal Kombat 1, this is where it got quite interesting because you had Peacemaker, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Peacemaker, Omni-Man,
Homelander.
That was it, wasn't it?
No, did they not bring back DC characters? I can't remember. I don't think they did.
No, I don't know.
The T-1000.
There we go. T-1000. Yeah. So there you go. Most of the collaboration fighters like DLC characters that you can buy. Or sometimes you have part of the game as well. But like extra characters.
I know there's a couple that we probably missed. I know Freddy Krueger was in one of them. I can't remember which, but he was definitely a collab fighter in one.
Yeah, I can't remember like the club fighters for all of them, obviously. But yeah, we'll quickly move on to Mikey's Mind. I mean, if you can remember all the collaboration fighters, let us know your favourite matchups and who you really enjoyed to play as, especially in the older games. Moving on to Mikey's Mind. It is a Mortal Kombat in Mikey's Mind, so you shouldn't have any issue answering these questions. No. Right, so Sub-Zero. Let's get to it. Katana or Melina, Ermac or Noob Saibot?
That's a good one. That's to be Noob.
Noob, yeah, okay. Johnny Cage or Jack Spriggs?
Johnny Cage.
Okay. Shinnok or Shao Kahn?
Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn. Shang Tsung or Quan Chi?
Shang Tsung.
Raiden or Fuji? Raiden. Liu Kang or Kung Lao?
See, that's a tricky one because I really like them both. I'm actually going to say Kung Lao.
Okay. Sector or Cyrax?
Sector.
Sonya Blade or Sindan?
Sonya.
Right.
I had to think about that one for a sec.
Kano or Cabal?
Ooh.
Kano. Yep. And which Mortal Kombat character would you want as your mentor?
Ooh, mentor. That's a good question. mentor. I feel like Genji would make a good mentor in a way. Yeah. I mean, technically, wasn't he also Takedo's mentor?
I think he was.
He was, yeah. So I think Genji would be a good one.
And okay, which 3 Mortal Kombat characters would you not?
Melina.
Yeah, straight away. Laura Melina, yeah.
And Collector.
Yeah, alrighty. Collector, yeah. Alright, there you go. You normally struggle at the answering these, don't you?
Oh, there's a lot of characters that really give you the ick on Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat won't lie. They've always definitely top of the list.
Yes.
Okay, so Katana or Molina?
You know what answer, Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, Sub-Zero.
Zero.
Yeah, Sub-Zero. He's younger. He's long lost cousin. Obviously, Sub-Zero. I meant to say.
Mac or Noob Saibot?
That's go Mac.
I feel like I've not spent enough time with Mac, to be honest. Over Noob Saibot, so that's really what my opinion. Anyway, Jordan Cage or Jack Spriggs?
Who?
Johnny Cage or Jack
I thought you said Jordan Cage. Then I was like, who? Yeah. Oh, well, I like Johnny Cage, but I'm going to say Jax purely because of the metal arms.
Not like him in the beginning of the movie, then, where he had like the little bitty metal ones.
I'm like, Jax. He is a powerhouse, but as soon as you get the metal arms, perhaps more of a punch.
Shinnok or Shao Kahn?
Ooh, I'm going to say Shao Kahn. Took the original.
Shang Tsung or Quan Chi?
Shang Tsung.
Raiden or Fuji?
Fuji.
Liu Kang or Kung Lao?
Kung Lao.
Oh, we go. Both going Kung Lao.
Oh, yeah.
Seto or Cyrex?
Cyrex.
Sonya Blade or Sindel?
Sindel. It's the hair.
Just make sure you're
And
wearing
the costume.
She might deafen you.
It's the hair and the costume.
Of course. Kano or Cabal?
Typical bloke. Cabal.
I was actually really tempted to say Cabal.
Yeah, I do like Cabal.
Because he is cool. Which Mortal Kombat character would you want as a mentor?
As a mentor, I'd have to say Fuji.
Fuji?
Yeah.
And which three Mortal Kombat characters would you not want to be trapped and live with?
Tamora. I'm agreeing with you there, Tamora. Makara.
Ooh.
Goro.
Ooh. Yeah, well, if you're stuck in the with Goro, I don't think there'd be any room at all.
Exactly.
Two more people.
Exactly. Alright, so that brings us to the end of the episode. I know it was a bit of a long-winded one. Thank you very, very much for sticking with us and listening. And I hope you had a lot of fun with Mikey and Mind at the end there. Go play it with your friends, go play it with your families. Let us know your answers down in the comments below, as we would love to see your answers. But just to end the episode on a quick note, we do our own socials as well outside of the podcast. We also stream on Twitch. So if you want to come and see what we do on Twitch, mine is green_arrow25 at PS5 Gaming, and
I'm on it. It's on it on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Yep. And if you want to see what we do on our personal socials, so likes of it, so we are on Instagram and TikTok as well, along with YouTube. So obviously you can find the podcast on YouTube. It's under At The Games Guild 25. The podcast itself is called Tavern Talks. You can also find that here on Spotify as well, on the Tavern Talks. And also, like I said, Instagram, TikTok, it's green_arrow25 for me on both of those platforms.
And OBS, again, across all socials. So.
Yeah, very, very easy to find. All you have to do is find at least one of them, give it a like and a follow, and all the other links, full profile links, are in the bios below.
You might just see us play Mortal Kombat against each other one day. Again, still got to have that image.
I was hoping you won't bring that up.
It's the Mortal Kombat episode. Come on.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do it now, aren't we? So if you do want to see a live stream of me and Tom, I'm going to say me get my ass kicked by Tom on Mortal Kombat as always.
It's been a minute since I've played Mortal Kombat.
I might stand a chance. I'll get some practicing. So come in, we'll advertise when that's happening. So you don't be sure not to miss it, because it's going to be such a good laugh. But until then, until next time, hopefully we'll see you all over in Twitch. Thanks for listening, and if you are watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. You've been an absolute blast, and I'm going to stop waffling now because you are all probably bored hearing my voice. So, cheery bye till next time. Thank you very much.
Until the next one, everyone. Goodbye for now.